The WNBA has always thrived on rivalries, but no battle has grabbed headlines quite like the one between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. From college hardwood showdowns to professional arenas packed with fans, their story has been electric, but lately, it's turned toxic. It all exploded when Caitlin Clark went down after a brutal play that had the whole basketball world holding its breath. Was it just tough defense, or something more? As replays spread across social media, fans demanded answers, and one name was at the center of the storm: Angel Reese. What followed was shocking. Chicago Sky fans, her own base, began booing, turning their backs, and even calling for boycotts. For a star who built her brand on swagger and confidence, the reaction hit hard. And when Angel finally lost it, snapping back at critics and breaking her silence, the controversy went nuclear. The rivalry that started it all. Some rivalries feel written by fate, and Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark is one of them. Long before the WNBA, these two stars clashed in the NCAA spotlight when LSU faced Iowa in the national championship. Angel's fiery personality and her now famous "You Can't See Me" taunt directed at Caitlin instantly went viral. It wasn't just a basketball moment, it was a cultural flashpoint. Fans argued on ESPN, Twitter, and TikTok. Some praised Angel for bringing energy and swagger, while others blasted her for being classless. Caitlin, in contrast, played it cool. She didn't fire back, she didn't make headlines for trash talk. Instead, she let her scoring do the talking. That calm composure versus Angel's fiery bravado was the perfect recipe for a rivalry fans couldn't look away from. So, when both entered the WNBA, Caitlin with the Indiana Fever, Angel with the Chicago Sky, it wasn't just another rookie season. It was the continuation of a narrative already larger than life. The league needed stars, and suddenly, it had two with a ready-made storyline. The play that changed everything. It was a game that already had tension bubbling under the surface. Fever versus Sky. Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. Cameras zoomed in on every glance, every bump, every play. Then, in a single instant, everything erupted. Caitlin drove hard to the basket, weaving past defenders. Angel was right there, locking in, playing physical. And then, bang! Caitlin hit the floor. The crowd gasped. The whistle blew. The replay looped again and again. Was it just tough defense? Or had Angel crossed the line? Depending on who you asked, the answer was completely different. Some analysts defended the play, calling it part of the game. Others labeled it dirty, intentional, and dangerous. But perception matters more than slow-motion replays. And in that moment, the perception was that Angel Reese had taken down the league's golden child. The crowd roared in disapproval, boos rained down, and a narrative was born. Angel Reese wasn't just Caitlin's rival, she was now the villain. Social media erupts. It didn't take long for the incident to dominate feeds everywhere. Within minutes, hashtags like #DirtyPlay and #ProtectCaitlin trended nationwide. TikToks analyzing the foul racked up millions of views. Twitter was split into factions: Angel defenders versus Caitlin supporters. One side argued, "This is basketball. Angel plays physical. Stop softening the game." The other side fired back. "That wasn't defense. That was reckless. She should be suspended." Memes poured in, memes that painted Angel as the villain of the WNBA. On the flip side, some accounts praised her for not backing down, even calling her the league's unapologetic truth-teller. But here's the thing about social media. Once a narrative takes hold, it spreads like wildfire. And in this case, the narrative was brutal. Angel wasn't being discussed as a rising star anymore. She was being framed as a problem, a threat to Caitlin Clark, the league's brightest new star. When your own fans turn against you. For Angel Reese, Chicago had been her new home, a city known for loyal, passionate sports fans. But loyalty has limits. The moment Caitlin Clark's injury scare went viral, that loyalty cracked. At the next home game, boos echoed through the arena when Angel's name was announced. Some fans held signs demanding accountability. Others even vowed not to buy tickets until the dirty play issue was addressed. Boycotts were mentioned. The shift was undeniable. For a player who thrived on energy from the crowd, the rejection was devastating. Angel wasn't just being criticized by rival fans, her own base was turning on her. The same people who cheered her blocks and rebounds were now accusing her of jeopardizing the league's future star. Angel Reese snaps. Pressure builds. Criticism piles up. And sometimes even the toughest competitors break. That's what happened when Angel Reese finally snapped. At a press conference, after yet another wave of questions about Caitlin Clark, Angel fired back. Her voice shook with frustration as she said, "Y'all keep protecting one player like she's the only one that matters. But this is the WNBA. We all matter." The clip went viral instantly. Some applauded her for speaking out, saying she was exposing bias in the league. Others said it was proof she lacked accountability. But either way, Angel's words only threw gasoline on the fire. From that moment, the headlines shifted. It wasn't just Angel fouls Caitlin. It was now Angel Reese loses it. And when a player gets labeled emotional or unstable in the media, it sticks. The media's role in the drama. Sports media loves a rivalry. It sells. And Angel versus Caitlin? It was ratings gold. Every talk show had a segment. Every debate show replayed the foul. Headlines screamed about a dirty rivalry. But here's the question. Did the media fan the flames? Many think so. Clips of the foul were replayed out of context. Photos of Angel glaring at Caitlin were splashed across covers. The quotes were pulled, twisted, and spun into clickbait. Instead of asking, "Was it a foul?" the headlines asked, "Is Angel Reese ruining the WNBA's biggest star?" And once that framing stuck, there was no going back. The Caitlin Clark effect. Part of the reason the backlash was so severe? Caitlin Clark isn't just a rookie. She's the rookie. She's the league's face, its biggest marketing star, the player drawing record-breaking TV ratings and ticket sales. So when Caitlin went down, even briefly, it wasn't just about one foul. It was about protecting an investment, the league's golden goose. Fans, sponsors, even broadcasters saw Caitlin as untouchable. And Angel? She was painted as the villain threatening that golden story. It didn't matter that Caitlin herself brushed off the foul. The narrative had already been written. Angel was the problem. Teammates and coaches weigh in. Behind the scenes, Angel's teammates and coaches faced the tough job of balancing support with damage control. Some publicly backed Angel, calling her a competitor who plays hard. Others offered vague comments, clearly careful not to fuel the fire. Reports even surfaced of tension in the locker room, whispers that some veterans felt Angel's outburst was becoming a distraction. Whether true or exaggerated, the narrative stuck. Angel was on an island. Redemption or downfall. Here's the thing about sports. Fans are fickle. Today's villain can be tomorrow's hero. And for Angel Reese, the question became, could she flip the script? With each game, the spotlight grew heavier. Every rebound, every foul, every glare was dissected online. She was no longer just playing basketball, she was playing for redemption. Some fans began to rally around her again, framing her as misunderstood, unfairly targeted. But others dug in deeper, calling for suspensions or even trades. The divide was sharp. What this means for the WNBA. Beyond Angel and Caitlin, this saga reveals something bigger. The WNBA is evolving. Rivalries, controversies, and viral drama are pulling in record attention. But with that attention comes scrutiny. Every foul becomes a headline. Every comment becomes a firestorm. For Angel Reese, this could be the toughest battle of her career, not against Caitlin Clark, but against perception itself. Can she reshape her image? Or will she forever be remembered as the villain in Caitlin's story?